all right, if you are a copywriter and you want to get as good as possible at this thing, then keep listening, because this is probably like one of the most important concepts in all of copywriting, and it can go so deep. I probably don't even know how deep it can go, but I'll show you. I'll show you. So, first thing that I want to ask you is if, okay, probably not to you, but you can imagine that these images can elicit quite some emotion in people, like atheists or religious or vaccine lovers versus vaccine haters, whatever, cyclists versus runner, if you know there's a big beef. Bodybuilding versus CrossFit, like everyone hates the CrossFit guys, right? You're either part of one group or the other. I know this is not all about just be controversial. It's way deeper than that. Anyway, I could have put much more polarizing things to make you understand even better, but I don't think the YouTube algorithm would love that very much if I like put wars or something, so I decided not to. But anyway, you get the point. Now, how is this tied to copywriting? Because all of these, bodybuilding, CrossFit, cyclist, runner, atheist, religious, is an identity, right? They're all groups that you're part of. Psychology shows us that, marketing shows us that we belong to to some groups, and we strongly identify with some groups. Some groups stronger than others. And it's in this identification that you have such a huge opportunity to sell people on. And I want to show you how to do it, because identity comes in many forms, right? In the beginning of this video, I told you if you're a copywriter and you want to get as good as possible at this thing, then keep listening. If not, just you can click off the video. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, that was a form of identity. You resonate with it, you're going to keep listening. And you already know this. I know you know this. You're not stupid. This is not the first time anyone hears about identity like this. Because yeah, there's multiple things. There's the simple, and there's a more complex way. I want to get to the complex a bit later. But yeah, if you're X, this is for you. If you're X, keep reading. If not, you can discard the email, you can unsubscribe, whatever. And although simple, this is really, really powerful, because you really want people to be like, yeah, this is for me as soon as possible in your copy. And okay, another way of doing it is picture this. You're blah, blah, blah. What the fuck? Okay, that was lazy. Anyway, explaining a scenario that they're in. You know, like imagine you're here watching this dude speaking on YouTube, and then all of a sudden you think, what am I doing with my life? You know, that type of thing. Like just describing in detail a scenario, because that's something that they can relate to. That's how they're like, yes, he's speaking to me. He's describing my exact scenario. And I'll also show you how I do that for my website. I do that a lot there, and I'll show you. But first I'll also tell you about the complex parts. Oh wow, this is a bit there, perfect. And now that I've made it big, now I can remove it. Another way that's a bit more smooth than just the plain old if you're X, this is for you, even though that works amazingly, but also this is something that works in email much more, because in emails you want to make them entertaining, right? You want people to like reading them. So for example, I recently heard about a crazy story about a guy who saved his relationship with the fun date night checklist, whatever. I just wrote it on the go. And the reader is like, oh shit, I'm a guy and I want to save my relationship. Identity, but it's in this story, you know, and it's not as salesy. It's not like, he's trying to say, it's not like, this is a marketing gimmick. He's trying to be like, if you're X, blah, blah, blah. So this is a very, very cool way, introducing a story that the reader relates to. But obviously also know that, stories are good. But here's one of the reasons that stories are good. You also have to understand why they're good. And this is one of the reasons that they're good. Because sales defense go down when someone's telling you a story, especially if it's funny. Anyway, Number 2, expressing controversial opinions. It's like what I say all of the time. All the gurus you watch on YouTube shame you into buying their product. They're like, if your attention span sucks, if you can't watch 10 minutes of this video, maybe have you thought that you're just boring? Have you thought that maybe you're just not the most important thing in the world, Mr. YouTuber, you know? Like, people shame you a lot, and I'm really against that. If you can't take $249 for my fucking course to save your family one day, you're a piece of shit and you're worthless. Like, bro, chill out. This is something people don't... I don't know if I've ever heard anyone talk about this, but it's my strong opinion, and I'll keep saying that. Because you might feel this as well. And when I voice this, you feel like we're part of a group. Yeah, whatever. Picking fights. This is also something I do. Picking fights. You don't have to do it against a person. You can do it against a philosophy organization, but against a person is like the most entertaining thing ever. Like, it's like a Mike Tyson, Jake Paul thing, you know? It's just entertaining. People love tuning into that. But just philosophies as well. Like, this shit here is a philosophy. I'm not naming anyone. Okay, now let me show you how I did this for my page, for my newsletter sign up, which if you haven't signed up, all you need to do is just click here, right? And then find out. Anyway. Oh shit, it starts right here. Oh my God, identity. And I use it a lot. Now there's so much to break down from this page. I don't want to go into all of that, but I just want to show you where I use identity. Boom, here. This is how you most likely have found out about copywriting. Maybe not everyone, but I know that a lot of people have. Or this is something that you were thinking that you were gonna do in like 2 months of fucking working online, you know, everyone's dream. I get you, you know, me too. When I was fucking 17, that was my expectation. And also, I know what you're thinking, and I know that you're expecting me just bragging about what I'm doing now. And although I could do that, I'm not gonna do that, because I know what you're thinking, and I want to go against that. And that's also something that identity gives you. You can make something even more effective by standing out when you truly know the person you're writing to. So that's why I'm kind of making fun here. Like, what copywriting guy is gonna fucking put it into play? I like this. And or here, I also knew you were gonna, when I said this line, I knew you were gonna be like, oh, she's gonna show me something now. Boom, no, wrong. You suck, you know? So that's why it's funny, because I know what you're expecting. I know who you are. I know what you're thinking. And I just do it somewhere else. Like here I say, I get exactly what you're struggling with, you know? I know what's up, and I use your words. Like, seriously, how are you supposed to afford them if you're a beginner? That's something I've always thought of. And I know that's what you might be thinking as well. So using people's words as well, like, it's a very important thing. That's also a big part of identity. And throughout this whole page, I'm like, yo, I want to teach you how to have fun while writing. And so people who really can't grasp this will be really turned off by this. They'll be like, oh, just show me how to make 10K a month, you know? Which, no, it's not the point of this. Might be someone else's point, and that's their group. That's okay. It's not mine. This is cool. Do I do it anywhere else? Yeah. I show how I'm against all this mainstream way of talking about copywriting as a get-rich-quick scheme, blah, 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 blah. For them, you're this, but for me, you're this. Which is, all of this is true, by the way. I didn't just make it up just to, like, make you click on the button, although you will, right? But this is all true. So, yeah, that's how I do it. That's a practical example. And I hope you got something out of this. And do sign up, because I show you a lot of the behind the scenes on the client work and a lot of these ninja tactics like that I'm telling you about right now. And it's really, really fun. So that's it. Get my emails. And that's it. See you in the next video. Bye.